And we find the same bull penis worship with the United States Washington Monument and all of the ritualistic sex magic symbolism. And that's why the president lives in the White House, which means the House of Baal. And that's why the president faces Baal when he is elected. And so now you'll know why the bull penis of Baal is in the vagina or the hole of the goddess, in the very center of the vesica piscis. And if you don't believe me, you can Google it. And by the way, notice that his right hand is raised, exactly like the ancient depictions of Baal. And of course, the depictions of many of the Elohim, or the ancient gods of the ancient religions, would have their right hand raised, which is why they have images of Jesus raising his right hand. And of course, depicting pictures of God with his right hand raised, which is why the Pope also raises his right hand. So raising the right hand is a symbol of power and strength, which is why you will find the royal elite raising their right hands, signifying their authority and their power. And the funny thing is that the people actually think that the royalty are taking their time to wave at them, when the reality is that they are raising their right hand to show that they are the ones who are in control. They are the ones who hold the power. And now you know why their minions raise their right hands, to show their allegiance. Because El was the first mighty one to hold the power. Then El passed his powers on to his child, or his offspring, Baal, who becomes the mighty storm god, the one who yields the power of thunder and lightning, which is why he raises his right hand, exactly like Zeus, and exactly like Jesus, or Jesus, the storm god or goddess who raises their right hand. So Baal was the original character of nature before Yahweh or Jesus. Baal was known as the storm god, the rider of the clouds, which is exactly why the Bible says, "Exalt him who rides on the clouds," and his name is Yahuwah, or Yahweh. So now that you understand that raising your right hand is an allegiance to El, or Baal, you'll completely understand the high El, which means raising your right hand in allegiance to the Most High El. And of course, El Esther Crowley and his wannabe followers also raise their right hand. And now you know why the Baphomet, or the Baphomet, also raises his right hand with his left hand down. And of course, the Illuminati portrays our first president, George Washington, in the form of the Baphomet, as above, so below, with his right hand raised. Because the right hand is a symbol of power. It is a symbol of strength and force. And you've seen the use of the symbolism of the raised right hand your entire life, but didn't know it. And of course, in fighting, using your right hand is the winning combination, which is exactly why when you win with the right hand, they raise your right hand. And now you know exactly why Yoda has the power of the Force within his right hand. And now you know exactly why Luke had his right hand cut off. Because the dark side also uses the power of the right hand. So since ancient history, the right hand has been a symbol of power and authority, which is why it is still used to this very day. A powerful, bold symbol that has been placed right under our noses and we didn't even know it. And we are all under the spell of El. And that's exactly why the law of the land is ruled by the judicial Judaic law. And that's exactly why if you get into trouble, you will have to go to court, and then they will place your left hand on a Bible, and they will make you raise your right hand to show your allegiance to El. And when the judge judges you, he will do it with his right hand. Then you become a criminal, and that's why they put you in jail. And if you want to get out of jail, you have to pay bail. And so now you'll understand why the judicial house of Judah has the logo of the goddess of justice, the goddess who holds the power in her right hand, the goddess of truth and justice, and of course, the goddess of liberty, the goddess Columbia. Because the ones that own us give us our liberty. They don't give us freedom. And now you know the truth behind the power of the right hand on the Statue of Liberty. And she holds the scales of balance by El. And now you know why the Elites give us the Liberty Bell. Baal. And that's exactly why you will find the fertility of Baal at your church. And you'll notice that when you actually raise the arm of the right hand, it actually forms the symbol of the letter L, which of course is why we have an elbow. So the ancient fertility cycle of the ancient world still lives on to this very day. But remember, like I always say, that the ancient worship of the goddess, the matriarchy worship, was before the patriarchy worship of today. Because when we look in the past beyond 6,000 years ago, we find that it was the ancient goddess who was worshipped. In fact, this is why they portray Jesus with his right hand raised in the middle or the center of the Vesica Piscis, inside of the sacred goddess, which represents the symbol of her vagina, the sacred hole of the goddess. In fact, that's why the characters of the Bible, including Jesus, are born in a cave and die in a cave. In fact, in the classic film called The Odyssey, the entire mythological film is about the traveling fools, or the seamen, who go to a cave and battle the fertility of the goddess, or the serpent goddess, the dragon goddess. It's an ancient symbol of slaying the dragon, thus the representation of the fertility of sex. So anyway, the movie continues as the seamen enter the cave of the goddess until they reach the end, where they come to what is the cervix of the woman, which is why they show the sea earth monster that swallows up all of the seamen and their phallic ship. And of course, it even shows it spraying up like a female orgasm. And like I've explained in my films before, if you watch Pirates of the Caribbean, it's the same exact story. And so now I think you understand a little bit more about the Matrix and the White Rabbit and going down the sacred tunnel, or the hole. And now I think you'll understand this scene a little better.
This is the nature of the universe. We struggle against it, we fight to deny it, but it is, of course, pretense, it is a lie. Beneath our poised appearance, the truth is we are completely.
Thus showing you that the matrix to the universe is down the sacred hole of the goddess.